Back in 2012, Spider-Man was celebrating 50 years. Oh, obviously out of universe, don't be silly. So in Amazing Spider-Man 692, the 50th anniversary issue by Dan Slott and Humberto Ramos, we get the debut of Andrew Maguire. Yes, he's named after the actor who played him in the Amazing Spider-Man duology and the Spider-Man trilogy, respectively. I'm sure other creators have joked on this platform that Andy's middle name is probably Tom, where he has had relatives from Holland because, well, you need to keep that joke running. So his school is having this field trip to a science demonstration hosted by Horizon Labs. If this is the part where you think, oh, an accident is totally giving him powers, congratulations. Literally, the first page of his comic is recapping the Spider-Man origin story. Dan knew what he was doing. The big difference this time is that Peter is the one giving the demonstration gone wrong. He talks about the Parker particles and how they're connected to the expansion of the universe, but since this is a comic book where science is warped and bendable, Andy doesn't die from exposure to horrific kinetic energy. Instead, he gains powers. And as a bonus, he gets to be studied by the great minds of the Marvel Universe. His power set consists of energy projection, strength, speed, force field, flight. He can only use one power at a time. If this sounds generic to you, or it sounds out of place in a Spider-Man book, then this is by design. Reed Richards surmises that Andy will be the first alpha-level threat, eclipsing that of even Dark Phoenix. That's not good and very out of character for a Spider-Man book. Oh, and Reed also reveals he discovered the Parker particles years ago, and realized it was a good idea to keep his mouth shut about it. But still, they need to do something about Andy. And since this is Spider-Man's issue, Peter has Horizon Labs turn him into a superhuman influencer by the name Alpha. Man, that sounds generic. For the sake of humor in this video, I'm just going to call him Alfalfa from now on. So Alfalfa exploits his newfound popularity to be a jerk. As MJ puts it, Alfalfa is everything Peter wanted to use his powers for in high school. Spidey also tries showing him the ropes, and the whole, with great power comes great responsibility, and you have a great amount of power, the greatest amount of power, that is, so you have the greatest amount of responsibility. So, of course, if you tell an egotistical teen influencer that he's going to be one of the most powerful people out there, they're going to ignore the part about having great responsibility. Oh, and that girl from earlier? Yeah, in the very next issue, he cheats on her with a cheerleader without pity or mercy. Basically, Alfalfa's ego and nature of his powers is such a problem that Peter intends to depower him. So, in issue 694, he succeeds in doing exactly that. He depowers him. Once more, Alfalfa is a nobody. Throughout this storyline, he is not meant to be a sympathetic character at all. His powers bring out the petty jerk in him. His fame is a blank check to excuse his boneheaded actions or his flat-out malicious ones. The whole point of this story is to build a dark reflection of what Peter could have been. Though, I'm going to have to side with MJ here. He's not who he is because Ben died. Peter is who he is because Ben lived. Alfalfa was always going to be this stupidly overpowered character who was going to be a done-in-one. Well, a done-in-3. His comic arc lasted 3 issues when it should have lasted only 1 supersized issue. So I have no idea why they thought it was a good idea to have Joshua Hale, Fialkov, and Nuno Plati give him a solo series. The solo series basically picks up where they left off with him, where he becomes a nobody. Yes, furthering his bite out of the humble pie is a good thing, and seeing him try to use his powers for good rather than personal gain is nice. But that's ultimately the problem with this book. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just mediocre to the point of forgettable. That's why he never appeared again. He was never going to be anything more than just a nuisance. For crying out loud, his most recent appearance was a cameo as one of She-Hulk's clients in April 2023. Do I believe Alfalfa can be salvaged? Yes, but a few changes need to be made first. He needs to be transported to the pages of Fantastic Four or Cosmic Marvel. With his current power set, he fits more into the pages of Cosmic Marvel or Fantastic Four. Though that may incur some issues in and of itself, the powers of speed, energy manipulation, flight, they're not exactly unheard of for Cosmic Marvel or Fantastic Four. There's also the alternative of putting him at the street level and giving him a new power set more suited to preserve the drama of street level fights. After all, you don't bring, like, planet-busting energy blast to fight a mugger. Though, if we're going to change his power set, please don't give him spider powers or spider derivative powers like symbiotes. We have like a bunch of symbiote teenagers running around, such as Bren Waters, who is the current Toxin, Dylan Brock, who is the current Venom and the son of Eddie Brock, the ambiguously teenage/preteen Normie Osborn, who is the son of Harry Osborn and is also Red Goblin, another symbiote character. I'm just saying, we have unique powers from street-level heroes such as Cloak and Dagger. The skill is still there. We need more Cloak and Daggers and less symbiotes. I do believe in the hands of a better writing team we can salvage Alfalfa. I thought Silk was one of the worst pieces of crap that came out of Dan Slott's Spider-Man run, but hey, the moment she got better writers, she immediately jumped in quality. And I suspect Alpha will need the same level of good writing and luck to make him a better character and a bit more pleasing to the fans. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.